You're watching Lessons from Our Past with Dion Nicole. Today's topic is communication. I'd like to take a look at how communication has evolved from times of old and how these changes may have both helped and hurt us. So first of all, there's different types of communication: nonverbal, visual communication, verbal communication, and written communication. In ancient times, humans relied primarily on nonverbal forms of communication. In fact, it was very difficult to communicate, especially long distances. There was lighthouses used to send messages and hand gestures. There were cave paintings used. Along with these symbols and carvings were smoke signals. Although fire and smoke signals were used for longer distances, still, the range of service was unpredictable and quite limited. These primitive methods were essential for conveying messages, signal danger, and marking territories within tribes or to gather people to a common area. Believe it or not, these were the common means of pre-technical people to communicate. It was so important to make sure that the right facts were being recorded, that the right messages were being sent. Then later, around 3000 BCE, which is before Christ, new methods of communication followed, such as handwriting. They had runners. They had drummers. Runners were essential foot messengers. They were men whose primary role was to deliver critical pieces of information from one common command unit to another in war. Then, around 1150 AD, which is after Christ's birth, carrier pigeons became the new method to send long messages. Pigeons flying long distances. To do what? Get a message, especially in war. This was very important. These birds continued to send messages for many years. In fact, in World War I, messenger pigeons were one of the most used communication methods. Next, of course, the printing press was developed in 1440 AD, again looking for a faster way to relay information. The invention and global spread of the printing press was one of the most influential events in the second millennium, which started the printing revolution. At some point, there had to be newer technology to spread communication in a faster way. It took too long to wait for the pigeons. Can you even imagine? And from there, a point-to-point communication method was established. And this mode of communication takes place over a link between a single transmitter and a receiver. The telegraph allowed for much faster and more reliable communication than was previously available. Delivering messages by horse or boat could take weeks, while the telegraph device was much more efficient. That is, until around 1849, when the first telephone was invented. So the first type of telephone seen in these photos is where it all started. Telephones were designed to transfer speech electrically, and these early designs were very basic and simple. As you can see, it had two parts, a transmitter and a receiver. The transmitter comprised of three parts: a drum-like device, a needle, and a battery. That's it, which was absolutely brand new and amazing for this time. Later models included the rotary dialing system, push-button, touch-tone dialing system, answering machines added. You could do long-distance calling. Of course, you had to pay a fortune for it back then, but there's just so many different conveniences that came from the telephone. So basically, as we know, we no longer have to wait to come home to hear our messages on the machine, call in to a voicemail. We don't have to wait for the beeps of our pager to go off and then find a payphone to call back. Because of course, as we all know, telephones became available even to a homeless person these days, and everyone can now speak on a telephone, a wireless phone, a mobile phone. Have we advanced or what? Advancements to technology has brought us to so many different quicker methods to transmit faster, to do a better job quicker. We now have the internet, global communication. We have all of these different social media platforms and apps. So I feel like the fact that technology has advanced us so greatly from back in the day of writing on walls in symbols and pigeons and runners and smoke signals, I feel like because of all these advancements, a portion of the world, especially those with ill intentions, have used it to a great disadvantage. However, we have to admit it is a great advantage as well. So you guys, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. We have to not take it for granted. And we have to make sure that the truth in our communication always stands. There's so many different ways that we can communicate. The lesson is keep it truthful, keep it simple, keep it factual, keep it useful, keep it to edify and to benefit another person, organization, or cause. Let's use communication for the precious reasons that we need it for. Important facts, important messages that need to be shared immediately, quickly, but for the right reasons. And that we realize that even though it seems like it's right at our fingertips, it actually can be taken away just as fast as we use it. Be careful, be useful always of your natural abilities, and don't depend on all of this new artificial intelligence to take over our world. The systems that powers that be are designing are making it so that we don't have to think at all. Take away human thought, take away individual feelings, emotions, concerns that individuals have on their own naturally, and replace it with this information system that will feed you with all the accepted correct responses. Because with all of these conveniences of communication, the age has changed. But if you really, really know the truth, then you'll realize that there is no facade. And hopefully you will use our technology and advancements of today to your benefit, to spread the word, to spread a good word, to do the good work in your life, to get good information, and not to feed or to be fed any of the evil. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed lessons from our past focus communication. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. You guys take care. I love you. And come back again for more. Be blessed.